Good morning, everybody. So, as promised, I did say a few weeks ago I would start to do, every now and then, we're going to start to do a little reading for our country at this time because we are all feeling, I think, a kind of a pressure that's over our beautiful country of Australia and, in fact, the world at this time. So, I'm here today with my beautiful friend Liana, and we've been having a little play this morning about just holding some internal questions regarding our country within ourselves, and it was so interesting what we actually pulled up, because my first question that I first placed was what had Australia really been going through, and it was so interesting because the card that came up straight away was the Hanged Man. Now I hope you can see this card. It's a very interesting card because it means basically sacrifice. And if we take the aspect of that card a little bit further, it talks to us about the nature of all the things we've had to let go of the things that have restricted us, of the lack of the ability to control anything around us. And we definitely, as a country, I think, have been feeling that pressure that suddenly we're a country hanging in limbo that's really not able to go forward or back. We've just been hanging in this terrible energetic space of feeling really like we've been a little bit hung out to dry. But the really good news I wanted to share with you, and Liana's here with me with her beautiful energy as well, so she's picked a couple of cards for Australia as well. But then as I went further into the question into myself, I asked what the future was going to look like for Australia. And I have to tell you, people, I was really praying on this one because I was a bit scared to look at it. But I have to tell you, we've got a beautiful result. We've pulled up the Empress. Now, the beautiful Empress is always about abundance. It's about abundance, wellness, vitality. If you look deep into the card, you can see that the crops are flourishing. And the essence of this card means that basically we're going to come through this very, very difficult time. And if you can take a little look at those together, you can see that we've moved from all this terrible restriction of hanging in the middle of nowhere to being a flourishing, free-flowing, look at the river flowing through the card, free-flowing country once more. And that actual wellness, vitality and freedom is actually born within each of us as a soul and as a spirit. When we use the cards, we are always drawing on the energy of the beautiful guides that are guiding us, the shaman that are helping us, and also all the other energies that are helping our planet Earth at this time. So we also then went to Liana's cards because we wanted to test ourselves here. So we've been having a bit of fun with this. And we're just going to have a look at the beautiful card that Liana pulled up straight away for Australia. Which one was it, Liana?
So firstly, we've got the Star. And my question that I put forward was, what is the future for our country once we're through this? Now, if I'm really honest and I go with how I'm feeling, I think we still have some rocky days ahead. And I would say that we're probably not going to see a turning point until after Christmas, New Year. For some reason, I keep getting around the end of December, maybe 20th, 21st of December, right, or Christmas Eve even. It's right that week where Christmas sits.
Yeah.
But there seems to be a turning point there. And up until then, we are going to be probably still feeling restrictions, still under pressure with what the governments are expecting from us. That's not going to change, but there seems to be a turning point right around that last week or two of the year. But then when we look at where the turning point's taking us, well, the Star is the yes card, that yes, our wishes will be granted. There is a change in the energy vibration. And I really feel as though leading up even to the federal election, we're going to see some turnabouts with some of these politicians, because it's suddenly they're going to realise, well, there's no way I'm going to win with the current feeling out there.
It's interesting, Liana, isn't it? Because when I looked at that, as you were saying, a couple of things came up around that energy too. I felt like this beautiful light was pouring into the country from many other dimensions, We were literally receiving a gift of healing of some kind around about Christmas time. That star burning bright seems to be definitely around that week. And it really feels like balance and harmony will be restored. As you said, we're definitely not quite through the passage yet, but it's very heartening, isn't it, to feel like we're going to breathe again. All of us are going to breathe again. And I think it's also important to say to everyone at this point, you know, the power of prayer is so powerful. If we all just go to bed at night and say, thank you for helping us, thank you for guiding us, thank you for freeing our country and, in fact, the world, because we've all got people all over the place that we're worried about. But it's looking good, isn't it, Liana? So Liana then wanted to test it a bit further.
So if this is the future, then, you know, another card just to support or confirm that the journey that we're on. Yeah. Because it could change. You could come into a good period and then things start going in another direction.
Because also it's always a little bit of peaks and valleys, isn't it? You have a bit of low time and then you crack a little bit further open and then you go, oh, there's more information coming out. So feels good, doesn't that?
So the next card I pulled, and it was really pulsating, this one, where to get my attention, was the World, which is really saying the completion of this cycle.
Completion of this terrible cycle we've been in.
Now that could be our government seeing we were focusing more about Australia when the intention was around our country when we drew these cards. So that could be the completion of the cycle with the current government and the way of governing that we've been experiencing. It has been changing. It's more about control, totalitarian dictatorship is what we've been experiencing the past 18 plus months. But this to me even confirmed that we're at the completion of the cycle of this approach.
Finally coming out the other end, aren't we?
Not saying they won't keep trying this avenue, but it's not going to work anymore.
I feel like this card is, you know, if you just take the meaning of the world, which is successful completion, a journey done and coming through the other end successfully, underline the word successfully, it is what we call the trump card. We couldn't have picked a better card. We couldn't have pulled a better card for the story of our country at this time, to see that she's going to do full circle, come through to her wonderful authentic self, where Australians actually stand up and start feeling good about themselves and good about their rights and good about their way forward. So this is a strong, promising energy for us in the future, everyone. So stay firm with your prayers. Believe in the goodness and the power of each other. Stick with each other, because this successful energy is promising us we're going to come through this renewed. Not just old, but renewed, a renewed respect maybe even for ourselves and for the power we have as a people.
Well, I think this whole ordeal has made everybody realise too, what do we want in government?
Yeah.
And we have to remember they were voted in to serve us, not we serve them.
Exactly.
And very much today it's been about us serving them and our needs and our even opinions and views are really being ignored now.
Yeah, well, they're just not hearing us at all, because they're doing exactly what they want. But this does show the brilliance and the beautiful energy that's coming through to our country now. So hold the faith, people. I really feel that by the time we get from really, as Liana was saying, from Christmas forward, but later into January, the turn of February, we're going to come into a much happier, easier time for everybody. I think I do feel with this card, I have to say that some things may be overturned, that is really driven by fate and karma. And Liana, we decided to pick one and who we would have leading our country.
Yes, get a bit of an indication
of what's ahead. So we're hoping that this beautiful soul, whoever this beautiful emperor is, and we want to talk a little bit about the fact that the emperor is a very strong, driving, fiercely these people have very wonderful vision. They're visionaries for the future. We certainly don't have that in our country at the moment. But this person, whatever this energy is that's coming through, that's going to help lead us through or help guide us out, this person is going to be coming to our country in some way, shape or form. You can tell by the energy of the Emperor, this is a very strong, determined, wise, educated person who wants fairness and equality for all. This is the kind of leadership we're now bringing forward into our country in 2022. So this made us feel really good. Liana and I were kind of celebrating and high-fiving each other because we were so happy we got good cards for our beautiful country. And it really has a completely different energy, doesn't it,
Well,
Liana?
it does, where it feels like it. I mean,
this is someone that's the guardian of the country, you know.
And I don't know how it happens. It will be difficult, but in saying that, our votes will be so important because it doesn't feel like one of the two major parties.
No, this feels like we have a new governing body that isn't anything to do with what we've had in the past. Because we're leaving the past politics behind and moving into really a new era, aren't we? These are all depicting a new time on earth, a new era on earth, and a new form of government. There was something else, like just little, that I picked up around it. I kept feeling for some reason the energy of Scottish blood or something, a little bit like Braveheart. So maybe he's got that in his bloodline or something, that this is someone who knows how to do battle and also knows how to bring a country together. So let's all wish for this beautiful positive energy to come in for us now. I want everybody out there, and we wish everybody out there to stay together. Don't be separated by government or policy or what they think is wrong or right. Stay together and look after each other.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
It was great chatting. We'll do it again soon.
Yes, lots of love.
Lots of love. Bye for now.